That gives it to the Titans, and we are underway. Titans in their home white with orange numbers and blue treads. Pacific in the road blacks with orange treads. John Mikey square to Carper in the corner. A bit of a 1-2-1 zone look right now for the Tigers. These two teams matched up a year ago. It was a double overtime win for Cal State Fullerton. DJ
recognizing that Blake was off his back foot. That step back just creates enough space and knocks down the jumper.
Bruton second on the team with 14.5 points per game. For the Titans, but first for the Tigers, it's Greg Outlaw and Mo Odom in the backfield, along with Willem Garcia-Odsten, down low Malachi Richard, and Nick Blake back in his third game after missing much of the season. His offense is pivotal for this Tiger. Airball, a lefty floater. On the other side for Cal State Fullerton, completely different look as there's a turnover. Carper in a 2-on-1, leading the break, up, elevates lineup.
That is a significant absence for Cal State Fullerton, to say the least. Anytime you lose a guy that does what Max Jones does, it's going to change the calculus just about every time down the floor.
Carper, a very good free throw shooter, up over 72%, goes 2 for 2, and the Titans up 4-0 early. Titans beat North Dakota Stanton. Pepperdine, Sac State, in those 4 straight wins, ended up losing big to Boise State last time out. Seemed a bit tired in that game. Long road trip. And winning very close battles as the ball is flipped to the corner. Garcia-Odsten puts one up and puts it in.
Shit on the shot attempt, is able to get it over his outstretched hands.
Here's Mikey Square with a head of steam, feeding it to DeLuna, flipping it up. Can't get the roll. It's pronounced the school where Garcia-Odsten attended in Stockholm, Sweden. I think you can get it. You have a USC education.
Ball don't teach you how to read there, though.
Well, university.
No, that's not in baseline tuition.
That's very inspiring. Little perimeter movement. Torrey San Antonio had 12 points last game against Boise State, but of course his defense is what they've missed the most. The reigning Big West Defensive Player of the Year, missing a 3 right there.
Really good off-ball defense so far by Pacific. They're making it difficult on these shooters to get open and leaving the ball handler on an island.
Nick Blake, I mentioned, returned against Davis. West Coast Conference all-freshman teamer a season ago. He's averaging a hair under 8 points per game.
He's one of those guys that needs to contribute. Not a bench piece, so to speak, but kind of a quasi-bench guy in the starting lineup.
Didn't start last game, but they played Stan State. I think that Coach Leonard Perry went with a different look against the Division II Warriors out of the CCAA. San Antonio High School. And by 1, here's DeLuna. Not a perimeter threat, and we're seeing a bit more man defense now after that 1-2-1 zone look. Bruton searching. Carper, now San Antonio with 15 on the clock. Grew up in Rancho Verde. Putting the moves on against Odom. Tried to flip it inside. He got stripped and then walked with it.
This is the last chance to do it, so credit to Coach Taylor. Empty out the book, see what you got, and try and figure something out going into the Big West.
Tyler Beard, the junior, puts up a 12-footer off the back iron. A transfer from Georgetown. More on him later on. San Antonio brings it up. No real point guard presence with Max Jones on the bench. The Pacific was a charter member of the West Coast Conference before making its way to the PCAA, which later evolved into the Big West and made the move back to the West Coast Conference in 2013, where they have yet to win a West Coast Conference tournament, albeit you could probably understand why with Gonzaga, St. Mary's, Santa Clara. For a time, BYU was in the conference. It's been pretty tough. Feed down low, taken by O'Day. 3-on-3 break. Donovan O'Day had it punched away from behind by Tyler Beard. Corrals it and resets to TSA. O'Day averaging about 6 points per game off the bench. She was lightning early on in the season, but has since cooled off. Stutter step, hangs, floats, can't hit.
Offensively so far since checking into the game. Nice to see him give a little bit of defensive effort off the bench. Can he continue it? These bigs will put some pressure on him, no doubt.
Max Jones checking in for his first moments here. DJ Bruton uncontested.
Find Martindale. You know, it's one thing to get open. It's another thing for ball handlers to find open guys. Pacific, fortunate that time down the floor.
Played a couple of seasons at Holy Cross out east. Here's Vicentin. On the high post, he's going to go right at Smith, up under, able to shake him, but leaves it short with the left hand. Tipped out, tracked down by Carper. Grayson Carper leads the team in rebounds. A surprise stat for the stout offensive play.
Point shooting team. They're not a second chance team.
Nevada's is also the Utah 5A MVP back in his prep school days in Spanish Fork, Utah. Plays in this rotation, averaging about 2.5 more minutes per game every game since Stanton University. 1 for 2 from the line, we're tied at 10. Stanton's really struggling from the free throw line, just at 70%. Last year they shot 74. Princeton offense here for the Tigers, and a whistle.
In terms of mass, right? He makes it so difficult to penetrate the center of the floor. Mikey Square, very different build physically, changes that defense.
Cam Denson checked in. Corner three gives Pacific their largest lead. Max Jones searching for some offense. San Antonio trying to fire it down low, but snuffed out by Odom. Odom leading the charge up to Martindale, who lost it.
Offense well. Kind of a player that we were curious to see come in. He's made an impact.
There's John Mikey on the feed. Back out. O'Day looking for the three. Can't get it to fall. Martindale and San Antonio fighting for it, and TSA is back, baby. Look at that hustle play. And then Max Jones going to commit an up. Titans have 6 early turnovers. We're 8 minutes into the action. Odom controlling the tempo, gets the switch over Mikey Square, and what a roll that was. Tossing it up here in the early going. Small lineup out for the Titans right now. 3 guards and Mikey Square. Here's Max Jones. Little too hard. Dempson didn't start last game against Stanislaus State. Didn't start here tonight, so that's 2 consecutive games coming off the bench after starting the first 10. And
if you're Coach Taylor, that's all you can really preach. The looks have been there. The shots just haven't fallen.
There's Judson Martindale inside to Odom. Swing pass. Denson inside. Quick closeout by Mikey Square. Up against the taller Mikey Square. Too hard. Hall couldn't get it. Max Jones bringing it the other way. And this is where the Titans have to find some offense. It's in the half-court game. They're really good in transition, but half-court sets have been a struggle so far this season.
And at times it just looks like there's not much of a purpose to some of their sets. They look discombobulated. As that a formula for success? No.
Yeah, it's about elevating the pieces around him. Titans currently at 3 for 12, 25%. Here's Jones inside, blocked by Denson. And then a Titans trail the all-time series 48-40, but both teams with winning records on their home floors. Titans 27-16 in Fullerton. TSA clanks one off. Of course, they used to be Big West foes. Before Pacific, the final private school in the conference, decided to move back to its home in the West Coast Conference. They did win their final Big West regular season, though, in 2013. 3 ball from Martindale. Max Jones the other way. They need to find a way to get him and DJ Bruton going in succession. As he finds Bruton in the corner, stepping back, looking for a 3. Leaves it a bit flat, and then somehow.
Your point, though, about getting those 2 involved, that's one way to do it. Run a 2-man game. Let them work together as opposed to on opposite ends of the floor. Right, you've got Carper. He can be on the other end. He can be your shooter.
Free throw line jump combined for almost 6 minutes. Titans haven't scored in 4 of those minutes. Fairleigh Dickinson transfer. Mikey Square bowling his way inside up against first appearance here tonight. Kendrick DeLuna waiting on the sideline. Will come in here for Mikey Square at some point. JMS hits the and 1. Now 8 for 12 from the Tigers. Have 4 turnovers to the Titans 6. Donovan Williams and Max Jones doing battle on the perimeter. And this is where you want Pacific to make most of their movement is on the perimeter. If they get inside, you're in trouble. Very small lineup right now for Leonard Perry, the 3rd-year head coach. Williams inside, got stripped from behind. 1 for 2 from the line. As DJ Bruton, who got the game going with a 15-footer, is yet to score another outside of the layup. Here's O'Day, or excuse me, Beryl Kabamba turning the corner. Bruton not a prolific 3-point shooter. Gets blocked as he runs his state. Arizona State, Xavier in Colorado back when he played at IMG Academy.
are why the transfer portal is a good thing in some sense, right? It allows these players opportunities to rekindle careers in new places that they otherwise wouldn't have been afforded in the past.
Played in UNLV back in the 2020-21 season. Here's a step back jumper for another in the Big West a season to go, probably on his way to a first or second team appearance this year if he keeps up his play. Back out Williams, quick closeout by Jones. Swing pass into the corner. Denson searching for some space. Nice little feed into the middle. Tyler Beardley.
Ball can bring. You don't need a lot of movement away from the ball. You just need something to keep the kinetic energy going. Keep the defense guessing.
And San Antonio creating some space. DeLuna with the follow, third attempt. Gets it to go.
It's also a big basket from the standpoint of what it means for Cal State Fullerton. They rebounded well that possession. A couple of second chances, something they haven't had a lot of this season.
And mentioned rebounding. Titans being out-rebounded 10-7, but they have 5 offensive rebounds to 0 for the Tigers. Bruton inside, lost it off his foot. Their first tournament championship since 1978, their first NCAA tournament appearance in almost 30 years. Coach Levy was a pivotal part of that. Also recruited some future of really formidable programs. Titans trailing by 4. And Pacific has done a really good job putting the clamps down defensively and
deliberately spreading the floor out and moving away from the ball to create space in the middle. They emptied out that center, clear lane to the basket.
Max Jones still scoreless, came in at the 14-minute mark off the bench. Kabamba back to Jones, Bruton. And that's what you're looking for, is that easy 18-footer. San Antonio can hit. Kabamba soars. Jones pulls and can hit.
State Fullerton has had tonight. They moved the ball well. They moved without the ball well, and they knew what they wanted to accomplish.
For another long stretch, now nearing 2 minutes. Here's Carper. Kabamba not a three-point threat. Skip past Torrey San Antonio. They're searching for a lead, but some very good denial by Denson, forcing a different opportunity here. Back out to Kabamba with 6. Lee had Carper in the corner, instead puts it up and misses.
Possession, he just kind of anchored himself in the corner, made an errant pass that he was fortunate wasn't intercepted. He needs to be more active. He's a true shooter. Find space, find open shots. Needs to do more than that.
Here's a 3 that clanks off the back iron beyond the arc. Torrey San Antonio searching for his first point. Swings to Max Jones. High post Vincent Lee. Lee looking to get back in the scoring column. Gets denied by
that time. Originally, Pacific flashed early help and then backed off and allowed Denson to play one-on-one with Lee. The fact that he's able to make that play, really impressive without fouling.
He was on a Pacific island right there.
Oh, boy.
Dad jokes coming out early.
That's a good one.
Every now and again. Denson testing. Can't hit for some offense. 3 minutes and 20 seconds and counting without a basket. And finally, Max Jones,
make no mistake, wasn't any different. It just flashes his talent, however, just how good he is at scoring the ball. Sometimes even when things aren't. A state game earlier this year against Oak Hill.
Yep.
115 to like 14.
I mean, the last time the Titans were in this gymnasium, they beat Stanton 102-52.
There you go.
Stanton in its first year ever having basketball and a transition to the NAIA. And then you have teams like Hope International who beat CSUN on the women's side. 5 on the clock for Mikey Odom. That is the Titans' 8th turnover of the game. Garcia Adson down the baseline, rejected by Mikey Square. Ball ping-ponging around. Season and actually it was St. Mary's, and St. Mary's won by 88 points.
What's the Twitter thing, losing a bye game, the epitome of brutality, right?
Oh, you mean when like UCLA lost last night? Yep, yeah, that's John Rothstein right there. Here's Odom with some contact, no call. Couldn't hit. Transfer from Florida. And Carper sinks the technical free throw.
The Division II to Division I.
Here with Cal State Fullerton, 2 guys from Dominguez Hills.
Yeah. Who
came in and were all conference players. Jones draws some scoring and bringing players that he grew up with him to this program. Barrow Kabamba, also from Clearwater, Florida, played against Max Jones. He's a D2 transfer. Cooper, I mean, that's what this program in Cal State Fullerton has really built its reputation on. Jones goes 2 for 2 and the Titans trail by 5.
5 of the second half goes so far to dictate what a game will look like down its stretch. For Cal State Fullerton, they have a chance to really tighten it up here before the half.
Inside, Williams can't hit the Titans are on the move. Max Jones loses it, gets it back, splits the pair, back out Carper, 3, you bet.
Jones looking like he's playing ball at LA Fitness that time. Just trying to split a double team, gets stripped, but has the vision to find Carper. And that's what we need to see from Carper. Find those avenues to get open and give yourself opportunities to shoot.
Odom has a game-high 9. 10 seconds on the clock for him. Corner 3, no answer. About 90 seconds to play here in half number 1. Max Jones had his team right. He
allowed Max Jones to get to the cup so easily. He was the help man in that sequence, and late coming over leads to second chance points that the Tigers just haven't had.
Jones for 3. Yes, sir. With their first lead in the better part of 12 minutes. Under a minute to go, Pacific searching for answers. They've been scoreless for 3 minutes. Odom into the corner. Blake with a step inside. Collides with his own man.
See the talent with him jumping out.
He's a big-time player. 15 seconds divide the shot clock and the game clock. San Antonio lost it on the double from Martindale. Great defense right there. Odom pushing the pace. Odom flips it. Martindale gets lost in the traffic. Jones it against Cal today. UC Davis in the middle of January. Excited for all of those games. Here's Max Jones, step back 3. Not sure that's what they decided to draw, but Pacific rolls back out their starters. Mo Odom in possession, searching for Blake. He's denied, finds him now against Grayson Carper. Blake had 6 points, looking for 8, leaves it short. Bruton had 4 early points. He's 2 for 6 though, struggling since. Looking for that pick and roll from DeLuna. Here's DeLuna now, back against Malachi Richard, flips it up. And
that's a tough finish because DeLuca's turning inside towards the baseline and doesn't see the help from Blake coming. So he has to sense that and adjust his release point accordingly. That was not a freshman finish.
DeLuna, the highest rated prospect ever in the Cal State Fullerton. Who went on to make a significant impact with the San Antonio Spurs. Odom with 13, draws the Carper defense, swings to Denson, who was really good in that first half. Lost the handle, gets it back. Grayson.
A real issue, just kind of trying to figure out what to do, and oops, off my foot.
Odom as the Odom. Sophomore from West Oak Academy. Started off at Union City High School. He actually surpassed 1,000 points as a sophomore in high school. A bona fide scorer at all 3 levels, and that's good math right there. Blake, stutter, inside, up, under, and in. Boy, this Pacific team, I think they're going to surprise some folks in the West Coast Conference. Now that they have Blake back, Martindale off the bench, and of course Mo Odom anchoring that offense. Torrey San Antonio got his first start of the season. He's 0 for 4 from the field, still working his way back from that ankle injury. Here he is in the corner, teeing one up and putting it in.
Seen with Carper a need to move a little bit more without the ball. San Antonio does that naturally so well, and he finds himself in positions like that a lot.
Both teams with 5 early points here. Completely different identity for both sides than how that first couple of years at Triton Community College. And matriculated his way up to Stockton, where he has really had his presence felt for this Pacific team. Here's Jones going against Outlaw. Drew some contact, no call. Mikey Square is there. TSA with 5, draws the double, flips Jones, open 3, you bet.
Big difference for Cal State Fullerton from the first half to the second half. Not just their shot making, but their effort offensively to stay within the parameters of the attack. They're not just out there drifting. They're not playing one-on-one. They look like they have a purpose and they're executing a game plan.
Outlaw really hasn't gotten his shots. He's averaging 4 points per game. He's been a little bit more consistent as of late as Burton with a layup. Head of steam for DJ Bruton. That's a good way to stop an 0 for 4 slide for Mr. Bruton from the field. Titans lead by 4, down low. And the reverse by Garcia Odston is blocked by DeLuna. Gets it back. Odom for 3. That's his first miss from beyond.
Particularly open that time, but when you're hot, you got to try things out.
Jones turning the corner, bouncing up
the first half and to start this second half. There is energy, there is purpose, and this is a team that looks confident.
At the free throw line, Cal State Fullerton 7 for 8.
You mentioned that 42% though for Fullerton. They're 4 for 4 in the second half.
Pacific not too shabby themselves, 3 for 7, but have that triple. Max Jones, team high 14. Back out to San Antonio with 3. He's gonna have to put this one up. Can't.
Adjustment out of the timeout, recognizing that Jones is trying to initiate everything. They send early help to him and make life tough on it.
Blake draws some banks through both, skip past Carper. Inside, that's Jalen Cooper who lost it.
Moment forces the turnover.
Odom has a team high 12. Gives it up to Donovan Williams. This is Tyler Beard. Denson with 7 points, 5 rebounds. Williams with 12 on the clock. May have gotten away with a bit of a slide. Double comes for Odom, swinging it outside. A 3 by Blake is pure.
See every ounce of his talent. He had a finish in the first half that was something special, and now starting to get the shooting stroke going.
San Antonio looking for the answer, can't get the roll.
Mike should only get opportunity at second chance points.
Believe it or not, I actually think they are counting it in the book.
Look at that.
There's a pass taken away, and the rebounding side of things against Boise State, the Titans have tightened that aspect up. 7 offensive rebounds, just 2 for Pacific. As Williams loses the handle, ball corralled to Denson, going right at Mikey Square, draws. Since Pacific has left the Big West in 2013, every contest between these two teams has been decided by an average of 3.5 points. O'Day catching his own air ball, finds Carper, steps around, has some space. Can't get the 3. Mikey Square battling. Mikey Square can't get it. He
needs. They don't have to be an exceptional shooting team, but if they're going to miss their shots, they have to find a way to crash the boards.
Odom back out. Martindale been a bit quiet. Odom is 5 for 7 from the field, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. He also has 4 assists and 3 steals. A very complete game to this point for the sophomore. Here's Blake, had a 3 a couple of minutes ago, searching for his second consecutive, and Bruton has 6. The Fairleigh Dickinson transfer finds San Antonio down low. Oh!
Antonio had the feel for space to find a position that stressed the Pacific defense.
Reigning Big West Defender of the Year. You know why they call him TSA, right?
This is initials.
He protects the paint.
You know, his sister's a pretty good player, too.
Oh, she's fantastic.
He's at Grand Canyon now, started at Cal Baptist.
It is a back to a 1-point lead for Pacific. Blake now regaining team high 13, pass along. They need to find a way, I think the Titans do, of getting Bruton involved in this offense. Here he is now on the handoff. Free throw line jumper. Yes, sir.
Getting Bruton involved is going to be a big piece for Cal State Fullerton down the stretch, because we saw Max Jones really stress things in the first half. Bruton needs to be that guy in the second half.
Williams for 3. Why not? Now 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Gives Pacific the 2-point lead. Boy, they are running all sorts of movement around John Mikey Square. Here he is on the block. Draws the double, a 2-3 zone look right now for Pacific. Mikey Square taking advantage. Can't get the roll. Carper got the tip and the rebound. O'Day is in. 2 dribbles inside and gets. Oh, we're tied at 48.
3 words for you. Second chance points. Cal State Fullerton's offensive rebounding game tonight.
Somebody forgot to pick up Beard. He was up and I blew the wide open layup. I don't know if I'm the type of player you want to be emulating in a college basketball game. 11 on the clock for Bruton. Penetrating, stopping, turning, shooting. Off the back iron, shooting 41%, 53% here in the second half. Pacific at 50%, 47% on the game. Odom has played every moment, and he has been impactful. A stat sheet stuffer, as they like to say. Feed down. And here he is. Extra pass to O'Day. His control is so good as Mikey's up. 5 for 7 from the field, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, only 1 turnover. He has been the catalyst of Pacific's success here tonight. The newly checked in Luson Hallems Jr., the senior from Brooklyn, getting his first minutes in important time. Here he is with a layup. He misses it. Bruton with the board on the break. Swings to Jones. Along the baseline, through contact, no call. Allums Jr., a transfer from South Carolina State. Prior to that, he actually grew up in Northern California, played a couple of years at Mendocino Community College. Boy, that took a tongueful to get out. After a year at South Carolina State, he's in his first year with Grayson Carper. Titans on the move now. Bruton leading the charge. Bruton looking for more electricity.
The foul. Bruton just has those special skills in transition that if they can get out and run a little bit more, I think we'll see on display throughout the rest of the game.
If he can really work on that three-point bit of improvement, he reminds me a lot of Jamal Crawford.
Hey, he's got those things that you can't teach.
The intangibles with ball movement, with spacing, with high court eye throw. Nick Blake with a season high in his third game. Back from that injury that kept him sidelined for much of the opening part of this year. Came back against Davis, played last game against Stanislaus State. Passes dangerous to him. Fires it up to O'Day on the right wing. Actually lost it, and Max Jones will reset wisely. Jones with a team-high 14 on 5 for 9 from the field. O'Day skip pass, Carper, extra pass, Bruton. Head of steam to the cup, leaves it short, gets the board.
On this replay, just an excellent effort by Bruton. The ball's still kicking around. He hasn't given up on the play. Neither has Cooper, and they're rewarded with a couple of free throws.
Lots of rebounds. They've only assisted on 3 baskets, though.
That's an idiosyncratic stat.
That word might be too big for me. 51-48. Titans
attempt at executing their game plan, though. You look at their off-ball movement right now. They're engaged. They're not just standing around.
Oh, Bruton going right at Denson. How about the hang? Searching for answers. They trail by 3. They were up by 3 not too long ago. Titans on a 6-0 run for over 4 minutes of game time. Williams down the baseline. That should be an offensive being played. DJ Bruton has been the high point for this team in the second half. Here's Max Jones, team high 14. Bruton gets it back with 18 on the clock. Carper to O'Day. Donovan O'Day to Jalen Cooper. He'll try a 3 and splash it in.
Put it up, let it rip, and watch it fall.
Cooper was 1 for 6 from beyond the arc this season. Prior to that make, now 2 for 7. Beard to Williams. Outlaw searching. He hasn't scored yet today. Here's a floater. Fortunes don't change for the moment. Does get the rebound, though. Muscling away from Cooper. Good. And the Titans, I think, are starting to feel a bit consistency on both sides of the court. Cooper now going right at Denson.
Rhythm has come from the rebounding game. By winning on the defensive rebounding battle and the offensive end, they've given themselves more chances.
And Blake, speaking of offensive rebound, Torrey San Antonio had a 3 to get his home scoring season going. Here's a pass to Bruton in the corner. Pacific did their scouting report. They know that it's not much of a threat out there. How about Torrey San Antonio looking for space? Skip pass, Jones, 3, no.
Take from Jones, though, right in rhythm off the feed.
Blake with his second rebound to complement his team high 13 points. Matched up with O'Day. Begins his move with 15, steps into a long 3, and O'Day definitely tipped it. Blake get pulled here because immediately Perry points to Odom to get off the bench. Quick closeout from Williams forces Bruton to give it up. Titans shooting 36%. O'Day trying to change that for a foul call. Outlaw in the corner. And a good reset here defensively for the Titans. You know, we talked about half-court sets being a struggle for Cal State Fullerton. I think that's been the Achilles heel in the second half for Pacific as Williams soars and hits Agas. And you have the UC Irvines and UC Santa Barbara's. You sell to transfers the opportunity to dethrone those teams.
You sell them that, and at the same time, what they have on a bigger stage, right? The Max Joneses who come up from Division II, the guys who want to have some eyeballs on them and have aspirations of playing professional basketball, but going to be regularly in front of scouts by playing in a conference like the Big West.
Titans have a ton of talent overseas right now. But during that time, they're 1 for the last 9 from the field. Boy, offense has come at a premium here in the last couple of minutes.
Isn't basketball a beautiful sport where you can miss all your shots and have a 10-2 run?
Sounds like soccer. Actually, the highest recruited player to Cal State Fullerton before Kendrick DeLuna made his name available here this season. Last year really cemented his name as one of the better Titans in recent memory and one of the best defensive ever after claiming the Big West Defensive Player of the Year a season ago. Largest lead of the ball game for Cal State Fullerton, up by 8, 58-50. By the way, Mo Odom has 4 fouls, something to keep in mind. Williams, 10 points on 3 for 4 shooting from the field. Up top to Beard, getting San Antonio to bite. San Antonio got a piece of it as Beard.
Great recovery from TSA and a great job not fouling. The temptation there is to try and make the layup difficult, and he's able to do it without giving up the free throws.
9 points for TSA in his home return in his 3rd game back. Here he is teeing up a triple, and that one was blocked by Denson. Mikey Square is there. Max Shaw, after trying to get the board, a little bit slow to get up as he jogs back down the other way. It's an advantage here for Blake.
Denson able to put it back.
Denson tying his season high with 9 rebounds. He did that 2 times against games a little bit further on in conference play, but to open up the season, or to open up Big West play with that game, that is a doozy. It's Long Beach State. And then you end it against UC Irvine. Always turns into something special for Cal State Fullerton. 1 for 2 from the line for TSA. Titans lead by 7. Odom in the middle. Swings to Blake. Williams now on the wing. Picked up by Jones. It's a size mismatch. Williams felt it too hard. But the score shows Fullerton up by 7, and I think you'll take that for the way this game has gone. Jones patrolling with 8. TSA with 7. Bruton with 4. He's going to have to hoist up a corner triple. And 15 or more points apiece are going to be the games where this team is very difficult to stop if they're playing the type of defense that they know they can play. Because you can only pay attention to one of those guys at a time. Ooh, Beard hesitated, and his 3 is short. Jones tips it.
And they're starting to look at the clock and see that as a factor here with just over 2 minutes left.
Bruton, 11 of his points coming here in the second half. A little feed here on the shoulder. Jones from square. Corner, San Antonio, baseline drive, skip pass corner, Carper 3. Yes, sir.
And now if you're Pacific, you're playing a math game here to try and figure out how many points you need and how quickly.
Beard tries to answer. He's played 24 minutes. He has no rebounds, no assists, no blocks, no steals. He does have a turnover. By the way, Torrey San Antonio's played 34 minutes. That's game high. In his 3rd game back from his ankle injury. That is a great sign.
Surprised to see Pacific not try and foul early in the shot clock.
3 seconds for Carper. San Antonio back to Carper, hoisting one up. Leaves rebounding game of the season. Pacific on the move. Odom through contact. Today, January 19th at 6 o'clock at the Richard Nixon Library and Museum down the street. That QR code is all over the social medias. We're already getting through midway through winter sports and advertising spring sports. Here's Carper in the corner. Bench thought he was going to take it, but wisely gives it up with the clock down to 42 seconds.
Again, surprised to see Pacific not fouling.
Jones with 2 in his face. This game, Max Jones with 16. 2006. Bruton takes the inbound. No foul yet. And he actually, between the shot clock and the game clock though, Odom's not too worried about it. Contested 3. Rips it down. 6 rebounds for Max Jones, brings it up. TSA in the corner. And Pacific is going to try and make him turn it over. I think that's going to do it. And on the week leading up to Christmas, the Titans with a gift.